These also are proverbs of Shlomo. The men of Hezekiah, king of Yehuda, copied them out. God gets glory from concealing things. Kings get glory from investigating things. Let the sky for height and the earth for depth. Is the heart of kings unfathomable. Remove the impurity from the silver, and the smith has material to make a vessel. Remove the wicked from the king's presence, and his throne will rest firmly on righteousness. Don't put yourself forward in the king's presence. Don't take a place among the great. For it is better to be told, "Come up here," than to be degraded in the presence of a nobleman. What your eyes have seen, don't rush to present in a dispute. For what will you do later on if your neighbor puts you to shame? Discuss your dispute with your neighbor, but don't reveal another person's secrets. If you do, and he hears of it, he will disgrace you, and your bad reputation will stick. Like apples of gold and settings of silver is a word appropriately spoken. Like a gold earring, like a fine gold necklace, is a wise reprover to a receptive ear. Like the coldness of snow and the heat of harvest is a faithful messenger to the one who sends him. He refreshes his master's spirit. Like clouds and wind that bring no rain is like he who boasts of gifts he never gives. With patience a ruler may be won over, and a gentle tongue can break bones. If you find honey, eat only what you need, for if you eat too much of it, you may throw it up. So don't visit your neighbors too much, or he may get his fill of you and come to hate you. Like a club, a sword, or a sharp arrow is a person who gives false testimony against a neighbor. Relying on an untrustworthy person in a time of trouble is like relying on a broken tooth or an unsteady leg. Like removing clothes on a chilly day, or like vinegar on soda, is someone who sings songs to a heavy heart. If someone who hates you is hungry, give him food to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you will heap fiery coals of shame on his head, and Yahweh will reward you. The north wind brings rain, and the backbiting tongue angry looks. It is better to live on a corner of a roof than share the house of a nagging wife. The cold water to a person faint from thirst is good news from a distant land. Like a muddied spring or a polluted well is a righteous person who gives way before the wicked. It isn't good to eat too much honey, or to seek honor after honor. Like a city breached without walls is a person who lacks self-control. Like snow in summer, or rain in harvest time, so honor for a fool is out of place. Like a fluttering sparrow or a flying swallow, an undeserved curse will come home to roost. A whip for a horse, and a bridle for a donkey, and a rod for the back of fools. Don't answer a fool in terms of his folly, or you will be descending to his level. But answer a fool as his folly deserves, so that he won't think he is wise. Telling a message to a fool and sending him out is like cutting off one's feet and drinking violence. The legs of the disabled hang limp and useless, likewise a proverb in the mouth of a fool. Like one who ties his stone to the sling is one who gives honor to a fool. Like a thorn branch in the hand of a drunk is a proverb in the mouth of a fool. A master can make anything, but hiring a fool is like hiring some passerby. Just as a dog returns to his vomit, a fool repeats his folly. Do you see someone who thinks himself wise? There is more hope for a fool than for him. The lazy person says, "There is a lion in the streets. A lion is roaming loose out there." The door turns on its hinges, the lazy man on his bed. The lazy person buries his hand in the dish, but is too tired to return it to his mouth. A lazy man is wiser in his own view than 7 who can answer with sense. Like someone who grabs a dog by the ears is a passerby who mixes in a fight not his own. Like a madman shooting deadly arrows and firebrands is one who deceives another, then says, "It was just a joke." If there's no wood, the fire goes out. If nobody gossips, contentions stop. As coals are to embers and wood to fire, is a quarrelsome person to kindling strife. A slanderer's words are tasty morsels. They slide right down into the belly. Like silver slag overlaid on a clay pot are lips that burn with friendship over a heating heart. He who hates may hide it with his speech, but inside he harbors deceit. He may speak pleasantly, but don't trust him. For 7 abominations are in his heart. His hatred may be concealed by deceit, but his wickedness will be revealed in the assembly. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it, and a stone will come back on the one who starts it rolling. Lying tongue hates its victims, and a flattering mouth causes ruin. Don't boast about tomorrow, for you don't know what a day may bring. Let someone else praise you, not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. Stone is heavy and sand a dead weight, but a fool's provocation outweighs them both. Fury is cruel and anger overwhelming, but who can stand up to jealousy? Better open rebuke than hidden love. Wounds from a friend are revealed as well meant, but an enemy's kisses are insincere. A person who is full loathes a honeycomb, but to the hungry, any bitter thing is sweet. Like a bird that strays from its nest is a man who strays from his home. Perfume and incense make the heart glad, also friendship sweet with advice from the heart. Don't abandon a friend who is also a friend of your father. Don't enter your brother's house on the day of your calamity. Better a neighbor nearby than a brother far away. My son, become wise, gladden my heart, so that I can answer my critics. Clever see trouble coming and hide. The thoughtless go on and pay the penalty. Seize clothes because he guarantees a stranger's loan. Take them as security for the unknown woman. Whoever greets his neighbor in a loud voice at dawn might just as well have cursed him. A leak that keeps dripping on a rainy day and the nagging wife are the same. Whoever can restrain her can restrain the wind, or keep perfume on his hand from making itself known. Just as iron sharpens iron, a person sharpens the character of his friend. Whoever tends the fig tree will eat its fruit, and he who is attentive to his master will be honored. Just as water reflects the face, so one human heart reflects another. Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, and human eyes are never satisfied. The crucible tests silver and the furnace tests gold, but a person is tested by his reaction to praise. You can crush a fool in a mortar with a pestle, along with grain being crushed, yet his foolishness will not leave him. Take care to know the conditions of your flocks and pay attention to your herds, for wealth doesn't last forever, neither does a crown through all generations. When the hay has been mown and new grass appears, the mountain greens have been gathered. The lambs will provide your clothing, and goats will sell enough to buy a field, and there will be enough goat's milk to buy food for you and your household and maintenance for your servant girls.